Hey guys!
Hey everyone! Welcome to another Transformers Reforged stream.
Yes, hello. It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday. I wish it was Friday, but it's nearly there.
It's pretty much Friday now.
Says as he yawns with her mouth. There's a lot of energy in this room.
Struggling, guys. Really struggling. Whatever you can do to keep us
entertained
and energized would be great. I'm so tired. Like my eyes hurt. I'm so tired. It also might be because the prescription's not right in my glasses. I was wearing. Fun fact. I was wearing. It's not fun, but whatever. So I was wearing contacts earlier. These new ones I got because I have astigmatism in one eye. So like one of them is shaped differently or whatever. So I got these special contacts, which have been great. But I put them in this morning. But then I may have put them in backwards, and there's like different prescription in each. And then I tried swapping them back, and I was like, I don't know, but it was uncomfortable. So I ended up just taking them out and putting on glasses. But I think now my eyes hurt more because the prescription in the glasses.
Old glasses.
Yeah. So it's a long.
It's a long journey until now. Explains the energy.
Cool. Yeah. How are you guys? We share our problems with like our eyesight.
Yes, it's important to share. That's how we stay connected.
Cool. Shall we say some highs into people?
Another way to stay connected.
You can say hello to Prime Time that also has a headache.
Oh,
you can relate to your issues.
Oh no.
Hello to the last Autobot, to Durwood, Play Zero, Few 77, Puppy Blaze, Wild Isle 13, Gina 667, Prime Time, M Garden 76, Scorch 1024, PFG 80, Sobidobi 72 Dar, that's a long one, Mr. Cupcake, Kronos Prime, and the Booster Bot.
Cool. And hello from Facebook to Rob Queen, David Hanke, Gaston Rufino, Gray Ruru, Ahmed Fraz, Matthew Smith, Leonardo Fioredino, Andrew Ma, and Bjorn Gatt, and James McDonald. And from YouTube to Iron Jazz, Damon Swing, Zach the Gamer, Royce Phelps, Pineapple Sticks, Mark Ingram, Ace 702, Howard Choi, and all the other people that have joined us. Hello everyone!
Hello!
Hey.
Hi. Nice
Cool.
to see you guys. What are we hearing about today?
So today we're gonna...
see, look at people feeling me on the astigmatism. See? Connection.
I can't understand because I don't have one, but...
You'll never understand.
I feel you.
I'm kidding, I don't think it makes a huge difference, but... Anyways.
Yeah, so in this stream we're gonna be showing the event as usual for this weekend. We're gonna be doing some dialogue that everyone is expecting to do. We're gonna be showing the new bots, Cybertron Jetfire and Cybertron Starscream in the showroom. Which actually we had a discussion like with Fabian. We couldn't remember if last stream we saw them or not.
Well, I was not there, so I can't really remember. But
I can't remember.
They look really good, so you can have a look at them.
Yeah, we'll do them again. Yeah. We'll do the usually questions and answers, trivia, and yeah, that's gonna be it.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I can just lean on you.
She's been hitting me the whole day today. I don't know why.
It's not true.
What she did, you did hit me once because
I did on purpose.
What did Mickey said? She didn't know what she was.
Oh, cinnamon socials.
I don't even know what that is.
So here's another fun fact. Like out of a building and sort of around the corner, there's this Scandinavian bakery called, I think it's Scandinavian, Ole and Steen. Is it Swedish? I'm not sure. Anyways, and they have these things called cinnamon socials, which is kind of like a cinnamon bun, but better. It's like, I mean, you guys know Cinnabon probably, right? If you're in the States. It's kind of like that, but slightly denser because European baked goods are denser usually than like
more stuff in there.
Yeah, so like a denser version of a Cinnabon,
Why are we talking about this?
Why not?
It happened before we came in.
Okay.
For some reason I got hate because I.
Oh right.
Yeah.
And then my boss Mickey was here, and I was like, oh, she offered me a cookie, and I was like, no, that's cool. I had a cinnamon social earlier, and she was like, what's that? And I was like, what? And then I hit Giannis in response to her talking to me.
It's just second time today.
Yeah. So I was like, what? You don't know what a cinnamon social is? And I don't think he knows either, or do you?
I don't know.
No, he doesn't know either, which is crazy. Do you know what
No,
it's? Oh,
but
wow.
I'm really interested now.
It's insane. Anyway, so these things are delicious and make you feel a little sick after, but like totally worth it.
So that's why Dave is like, oh,
No, totally worth it. If anything, that gave me a bit of like a sugar rush. But they're delicious. Next time I have one, I'll show you guys on the street.
Cool, yeah, have it here so we can actually see, oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
Just don't know the name, I'll just eat stuff.
It's true. I mean, I guess I'll have to get it late in the day because otherwise it'll be gone by the time. Like, it gets destroyed around my desk area, but everyone sits there. So.
Cool. With that interesting intro, let's jump into the event, I guess.
It's warm in here now.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay. Sorry, I just gotta set up the. I feel very warm. Maybe I'm getting.
It's the sugar crash, as some people are saying.
Something's wrong with the thingy.
Oh, technical problems again.
No, well, it's because when we don't connect it beforehand, then you get this, you know what I mean? Late arrivals.
Black screen, you're gonna
No, we'll
soon
fix it.
see something.
We'll fix
the
it.
rest
It's
of the
just
screen.
this. It's just this guy. It's okay. It's
Technical problems, as usual.
Ooh, unless we can't fix it while it's running.
I'll get some questions then. In the meantime, someone asking if the existing Starscream Jetfire G1 or Crown Chrome cores will work on the Cybertronian forms.
The answer is no.
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 So they are, for all, like, I mean, they have the same name, but they are totally different characters. So like the things that go to one doesn't actually go to the other. It's the same thing that we have, like how for Megatrons now in the game, it's totally different characters.
They are different characters so like all core specific to a character won't apply to the different form as it was the case for Megatron.
Yeah, but they might get new interesting stuff instead. So, and anyway, who wants a Starscream's crown?
Indeed.
There's another, like, if asking if Skywarp and Thundercracker will be getting the War for Cybertron seeds treatment like Starscream was.
No.
Probably not, because
Probably not.
I mean, I understand, like when we announced this characters, a lot of people were like, you already have like these characters in, and there's so many characters in the universe to bring in the game. Why are you doing this? So yeah, we don't want to be reusing all the characters. I think this was a special case because you did get Cybertron in the game, and we found like, oh, it'd be cool to actually just do some popular characters in different forms, and that's why like we wanted to do Starscream, because he has the iconic triangular look you've seen in the G1 cartoon, and from then like we wanted to just pair him with Jetfire again, so that's why we use him and his concept from the War from Cybertron game.
Yeah, the concept was really nice. Like we had a look, we had like a couple like.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what to do, and back in that day, like we didn't have all the information from what Hasbro is doing from like for War for Cybertron seeds, so they don't send us all the stuff. We knew something in advance, so we want to follow some of that, but I think we already had the original concept for Jetfire back when they announced the new G1 Jetfire, and I was like, damn, we could have done him, and it's like, but yeah, he's not really from Cybertron, so. But I mean, I would have loved to do that instead. But that's why you got these characters. Anyway, that's some background for these new characters. But let's first jump on the event, and then we'll be showing these characters in the showroom. So this is gonna be an Alliance tournament event. So you, member of the Alliance, can actually go and do some battles and get rewards from the Totalizer. So the usual format. So the rewards that you can get is like up to 3 million Energon, 3 million Alloy, some help for the people that still have not fully upgraded the bases, 30,000 Spark, and 60 Reforged Crystals. What's in the Reforged Crystals is a chance to win 4, 3, and 2 stars Sendius Magnus and Sendius Malus, and some shards. So this is similar from what we've done before. So the idea of when we introduced send-use bots were to just, as GNOME, to have them in the kind of a 60 prestige alliance totalizer events, but we kind of we changed our mind quite soon. We just wanted to get them out to more people faster than actually give them, like, left them in the event for a year. That's what we did for GNOME. That's why they were already available in the shards and in the store and in bundles. But we also want to keep having them in kind of an event, so free-to-player players can actually have a chance to get them for just playing an event. So yeah, so this is the event, 6 prestigious totalizer that you play with your alliance. As you see, there is like Alloy, Energon, Spark, and you have the Crystal, which has like the chance to have a 2-star, 3-star, 4-star send-use bots, and lots of shards. So yeah, we've done this format a few times before, and hopefully you guys just get time to get some rewards and get some XP.
I don't have a 4-star send-use.
I don't know, I think I might have a 3-star, but yeah, I
the
don't have
3-star
a
is
4-star
already
too.
good.
Yeah.
3-star is already
No, he's one of the characters, I think even in the 3-star form, they can actually be pretty good. My problem is it's the same thing as other problems. We have so many characters now that you have to focus on the ones that can actually do the best for in wars. But 3-star send-use can be really good, I think, especially as an outpost bot or as a power level than a lot of people are using.
I had a couple of 4-star I didn't like, so just like he came into the squad.
So just to show that, yeah, this is gonna be the usual triple XP like events, like normal, and of course there's the normal like zones to fight in.
So yeah, that was the event.
Yeah, so that was the event. So we can go forward straight into the dialogue that everyone waits for. As a reminder, we are now into the climax of the Prime Core saga. Like Rodimus Unicronus has now got all the Prime Cores. He has
all but 2, no?
All but 2,
yeah. I think all but 2.
All but 2. He has killed Starscream, so Starscream is now a ghost.
He has won his base on Cybertron and is now occupying it with some other bots to defend it.
But there's hope coming in with Megatron and Optimus coming back in the frame. So
and teaming up together to actually fight against.
So hopefully soon we'll be able to see how this story ends. It will be really exciting. But
well, actually, it doesn't end in this saga.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
No, you see.
Yeah,
I just got
I'm not even up to date.
No, I just got an email from Simon and he told me like, oh yeah, we're gonna like, the climax is gonna be even bigger and a little bit later.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go through dialogue. Yeah?
Okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Will you be alive?
Huh?
Alright, go to the Streetwise.
Hey Cosmos.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry.
You go for it.
Hey Cosmos, what's happening in former Fort Starscream?
Not a whole lot Streetwise. Mostly they're just kicked back, sat around waiting. You know, it was weird. I was really high up, way beyond any kind of optical range. But I swear, he looked right at me.
He? You mean Rodimus Unicronus, don't you?
Yeah, pretty damn sure he knew he was being watched and he did nothing, like we are nothing. Brrr.
Probably are. When we're packing that level of Prime Core punch, there's nothing anyone can do that'll amount to more than a cough of a mild disdain. Not us, and not Hiffy alliance of Autobots and cons camped out over yonder.
Speaking of whom, think we should join them?
Not sure they trust us, Cosmos or Buddy. Not after we sided with Starscream, or seem to. Maybe we better off kind of a support act.
Maybe. It seemed the thing to do, to go along with the charade and see what we could do from the inside out. I just wish we could explain, make them understand.
I understand, Cosmos.
Yours. Ah, no, sorry. What? Optimus Prime, how long have you both been here?
Long enough to be sure.
It's a waiting game now, Streetwise, but we must be ready. The margin for error here has gone from next to none to none. A single false step, a rogue element at this stage, and it all falls apart.
Begin body fusion sequence. I fall only to rise. That was it.
I was hoping not to do Starscream and not can't do the voice.
It's
Did you want to do Starscream?
No, I didn't want to. I can't do that voice.
Yeah, I think
specific one.
as people said in the last stream, it's really high up.
It's really high, but
I can't really do it. But anyway, that was the dialogue. Whew, that's over with. And I think we can go to do some questions in the meantime, and we'll come back in the game and show the bots in a bit.
Okie dokie,
Or
pokies.
actually, yeah, let's do some questions. So there was a question like how the change of event we did last week, that we didn't do midweek raids, weekend raids actually affect the story. It didn't affect the story at all. Like the events are, the story we always just have the same spread. Like the events don't really affect it. Now I will explain why we didn't do the raids last week. So we were doing the investigation why a lot of devices, the iOS 1 gigabyte of devices actually crashing. We found that in raids we'll be using the music quite like to front load it, which pretty much make it really heavy, and those devices are really in a limit. So while we think that it's fine to just have them as a midweek raid because there are not that many battles, we think like if it was a whole event of like asking people to do raids, it would be unfair for all these people running those low memory iOS devices. So that's why we make the decision quite last moment to just not do the raids. We do have a fix which is gonna be coming out I think next week, and then from then on, when we know that everyone has upgraded to this version, we'll just bring them back. But I think it was a better thing for more people to just have a relaxing weekend and just enjoy the event instead of just having to struggle with like getting crashed all the way out. Any other questions? Someone is asking if I can solve the medic bundle, please, to see what it includes. So I don't think I can see if we have the bundles today. I don't know if Hyro has already front loaded them. Let's see, I'm gonna see if these bundles are already there. No, it's not there, but it's as usual as the other class bundle, so it will only have like bots of that class. So it will have a 2-star, 3-star and 4-star first aid, wheeljack and ratchet from the Autobot side, and then if you do it from the Decepticon side, then you get reflector, shockwave and shockwave, reflector, and I can't even forget. Oh yeah,
the green one.
The green one, the construction one, which my mind is stuck. That's why I do stick on the Autobot side.
The worst thing is that I am actually.
Yeah. Anyway, so you can only get those characters.
Hook.
Yeah. I can't believe I forgot Hook. So you can only get like medics in this bundle, and you get the usual percentage of like chance to get a 4-star, 3-star, and 2-star. But you won't be getting bots outside the medic class.
Another question: when does the Nexus Core rework happen? The real question is,
well,
will the Nexus Core rework happen?
Yeah, I think that's a question to Fabian, because
there was a lot of talk about it. To be honest, we were just like working on a lot of different stuff at the moment. I didn't really dig into it. I know people don't really like the fact that it applies only in Combiner, and like most of the time, not most of the time, but like a lot of the time, people don't play with Combiner, so the core is brought to the battle for nothing, kind of thing. But it's still very powerful. It's not a priority to rework it at the moment, but I'll have another look at it, and maybe if we can make something interesting that makes sense with the combiner and the way it's deployed and the way it boosts the combiner, we might rework it, but it's not absolutely certain at the moment.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have a look. I know, Fabian makes the decisions of the design, so...
Well, I'll talk to you about it.
But yeah. We can have a look for sure if we think that people still not happy with it and not finding a usage. But yeah, we're still planning on having a look. Cool.
Do you want to answer this one? Or?
Any chance that we will see target masters, power masters, and headmasters? The smallest bots could separate from the main bots like sound wave tapes and attack separately. Like maybe, I don't know. We have a thought about doing some of the masters series of bots in the future, so stay tuned. So maybe something you will see in the game, but it's a bit weird how we can actually integrate it in the game, because even like minions, like they always like have to coexist with the bots, so it's not easy to create a new entity and then it just goes around. But we do have some ideas, and maybe this year you might see something using the masters.
Because as far as I remember, target master, power master, they don't attach to specific bots, right? They don't have like a...
Well, I mean, they are a bot by themselves,
yeah.
but they do boost and they do give stats upgrades to bots that they combine with. So maybe we can do something like that for sure.
It's always a case of like we looked at every corner of the law every time, and we see how it can apply well to the game we have, and yeah, so this is something we're looking at.
Cool. It's a question like if we ever consider capping the raid bases at say power 5 bases and then double the number of bases you need to complete, so that a higher percentage of players can do 3 to 10% damage instead of the under 2-3 damage percent. That's a bit complicated question to see. If you're talking like, so allow people to do more damage, but at the same time not allow them to finish the base, I think we have to make it that hard, because there are so many people attacking it, and if we don't make that at some point like a 2% damage, then people in your alliance in 10 attempts will be able to destroy, because you have to think like there are 40 of you, 1 attempt of 2% is like a lot of the times is usually enough to actually destroy the base. That's why the bases have to be hard and have to have a lot of health. I think though, there are strategies that you can actually maximize that damage, like if using Perceptor on sub towers and some other ways allows you to actually, even in the higher level bases, to do a 4-5%. So I hope like the more you play the raid bases, you can actually figure out ways you can utilize your percentage and actually contribute more damage. So no plans to change that mechanic, because actually that will only complicate it, but I do think that people, the more they play it, the easier they can actually get to do more high percentage damage and actually finish better. Cool, so we saw the characters really quickly before we can get some more questions.
Ready, steadies? Bam.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's up.
It's up, okay, I need to find them then. Right, so let's show Cybertron Jetfire. So as we said, like we kind of we went for the Jetfire from the War from Cybertron. I think there was a concept for a game.
Yeah, it looks like, I was looking, it's also like on the robot form, it looks a little bit like the Commander class figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it didn't really have like this really kind of like space jet fighter form, so we kind of like improvised a little bit on it.
Yeah. So it was the one that, I mean, they didn't have actually a toy version of it, except for the one that kind of similar. So we kind of
used some like
we want concept art, but I mean for the rest of the bots we can just get the toy line and then like we want to make it like this toy. So he was a bit different. I think even in design we had like the wings were a bit feathered like a back. But now, because of the backpack, when you actually have to make it into a model, it felt like, yeah, we can actually fold the wings a bit further back. But yeah, so here he is. I'm gonna transform him. Both versions of him and Starscream is meant to be kind of a soup-up armor versions of it, and that will play out in the stats, even though the base stats.
You can see from the look already, like kind of like bulkier version.
Yeah.
And yeah, that will play out in the start where. Because Starscream and Jetfire were some of the very first bot, and these ones are like getting a lot later, and they are like on the stats.
Yeah. So you actually, these bots, like a lot of people are asking for the abilities, but it's not just the abilities. I think for an air class bots, they actually have like even for a basic thing, they actually have quite some interesting stuff. Like the health is quite high. I think the damage is a bit at the same levels.
Yeah, it's one of the in terms of stats, it's kind of like in the upper range of bots, and also like the also what we change and is the range which they shoot from in battle, and we think it's a doesn't look like it's a stat, but it just makes a massive difference once you deploy them.
So the range is actually longer than the usual air range. So he's can outrange the shock tower range. So we can think like in certain situations you can actually be able to use him alongside the gunners, because he has actually bigger range that he doesn't have to go as close as other raids. So there's a few other interesting stats that you'll be able to see in the coming weeks as we release and make the challenge battle. So we think it's going to be an interesting addition to your squad for sure. So I'll do another few transformations into his mode, and we saw the Starscream. Too quick to get. And yeah, that's Cybertron Jetfire. Just woke up, that was just pressing.
Let me play. Just emailing. Another fun fact, guys. You see this nail polish that I have? I put this nail polish on a day and a half ago, and it's already chipping and coming off everywhere. This is
probably a good one.
Well, I don't know. I feel like maybe like I wash my hands a lot.
Doesn't matter.
I'm a bit of a germaphobe and stuff, so like maybe that's why it's all coming off. Giannis, do you find when you put on nail polish it comes off as quickly?
I've never done it, so
okay, Fabian.
I don't know.
I just generally remove it the night after.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, guys, but it doesn't seem to last. Just saying.
Okay, so let's show Starscream, which I guess is the more memorable of the two, especially the form he has. Well, not that Starscream, the Cybertron Starscream. So yeah, you can see him. He's pretty much a souped-up version of the original Starscream.
The bot form is nice, but the Jetfire form is actually really cool.
So yeah, let's transform him to. Yeah, so he has the traditional look of the Seekers from the Cybertron era, the whole triangle kind of shape. Some people call it the Battlestar Galactica kind of fighter shape, but it's actually been from like since the original like G1 series where they appear as a triangle shape. And of course it's based on the new Starscream Seeds toy line.
Yeah, so this one looks pretty similar to the toy.
I think for that we just pretty much got inspiration from the new toy and the new Voyager class toy, so that's all he's based in.
Cool. So so people were asking if we were going to show the ability this week, but
no, it's a bit early as usual. We do plan, I think next week probably announce it to through our newsletter, which if you are not part of it, please sign up because you can get some early news. We're also going to be making it available to influencers, our helpful people, our YouTubers that be doing like really great content for us. So probably going to give them a bit of a gameplay, and then we will actually show them in the stream just before the event where we can actually win them. The hint I can say is it's quite similar to the ability they have at the moment, but there is a twist.
There is a twist.
And there's a twist that helps a lot in raids, so I think it will be an interesting ability for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. I'll do a few more rounds of transformation. Yeah, someone says like, glad we keep the fake back chest plate from the toy. Yeah, it's like it's right there. Doesn't make sense that like the cockpit is behind and there's another cockpit in front, but that's inspiration and we just stick to what we got. Do you want to just? I'll give you so you can just press it and just transform it while I do some questions.
Okay.
It had some questions.
Why did you introduce Jetfire when you could have brought in Blades? Because Blades might come in later, and we kind of want to pair like Starscream with the Cybertron form, So that's why.
Fun fact: This reminds me, you know those popsicles that you used to eat when you were a kid, the like blue, red, and white ones? The popsicles
Yeah.
I used to eat? That's what this reminds me of.
Cool. So will we see more Cybertron G1 characters like Wheelchuck and Bumblebee like in episode 1 of the G1 cartoons? I don't know. Like we would like to make some more, but I think the plan is to keep introducing new characters. But it's a good thing that we can actually now actually revisit that kind of new forms, and especially with the new Hasbro toy line, it has given us a lot of inspiration. I think there's some really
nice
cool
toys,
toys, like I think it was Shockwave. He looks really good, so maybe in the future we can actually bring some of the other ones. But yeah, for the time we do want we want to just get more characters in. So we did this as a good intro, but we're moving on to the next thing, and but they might be back.
More release date asked. Like, when will the new Defense Co be released? In March.
As we said, it's gonna be the end of March. Like that is our plan, and we already have ideas, but we are still waiting on some stuff. But we will be working on them from the next week. There's a lot of work. It's not just the new cores. There's a lot. We want to rebalance a lot of the defensive cores and kind of make them a bit, see what doesn't work from the defensive power cores, what needs to be tweaked a bit. There's some other stuff gonna be coming extra to those cores, so we need to balance them. So the tentative date is the end of March. It might slip to the first week of April, but we are working on it next, and they will be coming soon. But it's not just simple just releasing new cores for the mortar and beam laser. We could have done that like really fast, but we just want to have a look to the whole of like how defense balances and just trying to make some tweaks that will make the game more exciting and more interesting from the defensive side.
There was another question. Can we get more Shanix from raids or more chances to get Shanix? I think the idea is to give more chances to get Shanix.
I mean,
there was supposed to be
the weekend event would be a chance to get more Shanix to the original that you can win through the midweek ones. Like I don't know, like if the plan would be eventually to scale the rewards to the midweek, but most of the economic decisions are down to Hyro. At the moment, we think like he thinks like it's the 1,000 Shanix a week for the midweek is enough for what we have in there. We don't want to be able to flood the economy with it, because then it becomes like it devalues a lot of the stuff we have in there. So at the moment there is no plans to change it, but we will be having like the weekend event rates that you can
different
actually,
pieces to this also. Like there's a certain amount of Shanix that people can win per week, and there is the Shanix store, and like we don't know if something comes up in the Shanix store, more stuff to buy. There could be more Shanix in the future given as well to enjoy this.
Cool. What else? Is there any questions? It's just from him.
Shall we do trivia questions?
Okay, I got like Joda 320 that he clarified his question. So he wants to have like double the bases that we have at the moment, but just capping the difficulty at 5, so not having the really hard ones like the level 7 and 8. It's an interesting idea. Maybe we'll try a setup that has something like that.
More buildings?
No, it's more of like we have the different levels. So you have like the 1, 2, 3, 4,
more level
5. So have more 5, which is I guess the more fun ones instead of the ones that you get destroyed.
Yeah.
We could do something, but we have of course like 2 5s. Maybe sometimes it's not like a 7 or an 8, because an 8 could take like 20 or 30 attempts, and a 5 could take like 5, 6 attempts. So like we don't want it to make it to the point where it's like 30 or 40 bases, because that would be too crazy. But we definitely, I am checking every time, every midweek raid, I am checking the amount of battles you guys do and the amount of completion. So, and the plan is to change the events around to make it more interesting. So we never know, in the future maybe we'll do something like that, with just not having high level bases but having more of the mid range. Cool. Yeah, let's do some trivia.
Okay, as always, your trivia comes from the lovely Nathan Webb. If you would like to check out some of his art, you can do so over his And remember to include your in-game name, your alliance, and your HQ level with your answer to the trivia question, which we're about to ask now. The question is, the original G1 Jetfire toy released in 1985 was unique in a lot of ways. One of the things that set him apart from all the other toys at the time was the huge amount of accessories he came with. How many accessory pieces came with the G1 Jetfire? Question again. The original G1 Jetfire toy released in 1985 was unique in a lot of ways. One of the things that set him apart from all the other toys at the time was the huge amount of accessories he came with. How many accessory pieces came with the G1 Jetfire? I almost just read out the answer. I said answer.
Oh,
I know.
good thing you didn't. Yeah, so someone's just coming in.
See you yet. Oh, remember to include your in-game name, your HQ level, and your alliance with your answer.
We got 26 parts, that's not the answer.
What's that?
We are the 26 parts, that's not the answer. That's a lot of parts.
Oh,
That
no.
would have been.
It is a lot of parts anyway.
Ooh, I got one.
Oh, I see a few.
I try to fish some like questions.
I see a few.
Should I just pop them in the stream?
Yeah, just putting in the channel.
Yes, please.
See many questions. Everyone is busy typing their answers. Chronos Prime, can we have more events to acquire power cores? I think you will be happy to know that I think the next event is like a guarantee like power core event. So you'll be able to get, I think, a silver, bronze, and maybe a gold if I know correctly. So next event, if you want to get more power cores, you'll be able to get more power cores, I think.
How many winners?
3, 1 from each.
I got. We need the YouTube.
Ah, okay.
I got one. Pretty good.
Huh?
I got one.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's the same guy.
Ah.
On 2 channels.
Then no. Then no.
Yes, it is the same guy. It's consistent over.
Yeah.
Should I announce the winner?
Yeah. Do you wanna?
Cool.
Yeah. Go for it.
So we've got Scorch Moon How should we announce the answer first?
That's the, yeah, so the answer is 13. And I guess we'll do the name.
Yeah.
The name is Alvin CG.
Congratulations,
We've got Choada Boy.
Choda boy, yeah.
Chota boy.
Oh, wait, I didn't get the name.
It's all good.
Ah, Fabian.
Grand Galvatron. Yeah, this one. Grand Galvatron.
And Gargamatron. Good, congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, guys. Question the second, unless you want to do some.
No, like, let's go for it.
Let me just send these to Chris. Okay. Question the second.
They were asking if we only picked from Twitch, but no, I think we
No,
did
no.
fair, like there was...
One of each.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of each.
Yeah. Question the second. Starscream has appeared in several media as a ghost, but in what media was Starscream haunted by a ghost?
What?
And by whom? So Starscream has appeared in several media as a ghost, but in what media was Starscream haunted by a ghost, and by whom? So which ghost? Ghost of whom was Starscream haunted by?
Ghost hunting ghosts. I wish we could have like Starscream as a ghost in the game. We were thinking about at some point.
Having Starscream was as a bot, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bot, like maybe a core for his original form where he just like, he has like slash ability and then people, bots cannot target him and stuff like that. Just walk around sneakily and do nothing, just do 0 damage.
Fun fact is, we actually have a core doing this. Because the way we display Starscream Ghost in the dialogues is by putting a core on it.
Yeah, I know.
So
we could actually, I had an idea, we could have him like go around, be untargetable, he gets 0 damage but he hacks a building that he attacks.
He hacks them.
He will hack the building that he attacks. As a ghost, he just takes over and possesses the building. This is how it starts and becomes like, you never know, like new like go for the Starscream coming soon.
Let's see. Do we have any answers?
Do you have some answers?
Let's see. Ooh, yes, I see some answers. Fab, do you want to pick some answers?
Yes. Is it? Wait. Yeah.
Can you change picture, please? Had enough of looking at Starscream. Fair enough.
Okay, we can do Jetfire. You guys are right. Too much Decepticons going around.
True.
I've got some good answers, but no alliance and names. So don't forget to give us your HQ level, alliance name and in-game name when you give your answer.
People are asking if there are any plans to bring Titans into the game. I don't know how many times I can do like hint, thing like that. Titans will be coming at some point in one way or shape or form in this game. So we have hinted on this quite a few times, and I hope you like them. I mean, we are really excited about what we can do with them, but they will be coming in at some point in the game. So stay tuned.
Cool. So
Ooh.
go for it.
So we've got
Oh, what's the answer?
the answer is. What's the answer?
Yeah, in W Comics, Starscream was hunted by Bumblebee. Yeah.
And the winners are Patrick Ray, who is Primeless Light NYC Shock. We've got Fur77, Fur77 from Twitch, and we also have Thunderbolt from All Sparks Night on YouTube.
Congratulations, guys. And yeah, again, thank you, Nathan, for the questions. They're always good ones. And again, if you do want to check out some of his art, you can do that over here. See.
Cool. So I guess we'll do a few more questions and then wrap it up so Dad can go to sleep.
I can't even. I have to be somewhere after this.
Some people are asking if we have the rights for the Transformers animation movie, the music rights. Unfortunately, as I said, we do not have those rights. So no, we cannot get some music. If Hasbro at some point tell us, by the way, we have the rights, do whatever you want with them, then you can be certain I'll just put them in the game as I did with the animation. But no, for the time we do not have those rights. And I think it belonged to Sony, so it was kind of like, yeah, we have to get rights from Sony, and it's a bit of it's not that easy. There was another question, if we can have any chance of having 4-star shards adding to the Sonic store. I don't know, like, again, this is down to Hyro's responsibility. I think at the moment he was happy with what's in the store. If we see to the point that people are not happy, he will probably can tweak it around. I don't think he has any plans at the moment to add like 4-star shards. He's happy to just leave them as duplicates or as a reward from getting dupes and events. So we'll see how it goes. But we are planning on adding new stuff in the Sonic store. There is I'm gonna do a bit of a hint. There is a new type of course for bots coming in soon. There's a different kind of type than any others we had before, and the plan is to add them into the Sonic store. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna be talking about them soon.
Yeah, we don't have a date yet, but
Yeah.
they've been.
Yeah, so there's a new kind of like
tested.
there's I think more cores and more like ways you can tweak your bots in a way. So they're coming, and hopefully we'll put them into the Sonic store so can give you some more stuff to buy.
With more weekend events coming.
Yeah. Cool. I don't know. Any other questions you've seen?
Can we get more Decepticon female characters?
I don't know. Like,
I was one. Yeah.
like.
The thing is, like the players there on the Twitch were also mentioning there's not that many.
Yeah, there are not that many actually. If we can find like a cool, interesting one, we can consider it in the future. We do like kinda our schedule for a lot of this year is actually tied down to some stuff, some things we have to do, and some interesting. He's not a girl.
Yeah, I was always wondering.
Yeah, he's not a girl. So we'll see, but yeah, I mean, we still don't have any plan for the next year, so there's still a few months we still haven't decided, so who knows if we can find some interesting ones we can get here in.
But yeah, just tell us if you have like, you did already in this chat, but if you
Main
have
war, yeah.
any bots you want to have like in the game, just like tell us here, tell us on Discord, or tell us via the customer support. We always discuss with Hasbro which bots we're going to include into the game, and your suggestions are always welcome.
It's like I've seen this, can we get a power core with a different effect for the stasis mine? We need landmines that can blow up bots up and affect like raid battle. We have said we're gonna do new cores for like the shock tower and beam laser. We might actually consider doing something for the mines too. Like the problem with the mines are a bit hard to target. But we haven't ruled this out. We're gonna have a discussion, as I said, to examine the whole package of the defenses and what we need to buff. And if we have some cool ideas and what we can change for the stasis mines, then we might do something for them. The only thing that will never get walls will be never get cores are the walls, because that would be just crazy.
That would be crazy, yeah.
Unless you can put like a building that's just maybe affects all the walls instead of each wall piece has an effect, because that would be insane. So many icons of cores around the base that would just make me blink out. Cool. Wall cores. No, not gonna happen. Cool. Then do you see any other questions?
I don't think we have any plan for Trailbreaker.
Yeah, there are some people asking some bots, Trailbreaker. Like some people are asking the the bots that are in between Titans and Combiners, like Omega Supreme. He's a person that we do want to do at some point. We're just trying to figure out cool ideas to integrate them. I know he's now getting the Titan class like toy, which actually looks really, really amazing. So we're still thinking of ways we can do it and integrate him in the game. So hopefully in the future maybe he will come in, but nothing concrete at the moment.
More G1 cores coming. Yeah, as we mentioned, there's like a new round of cores are coming in the Shining Store. There's like the defense one, so G1 cores are not anytime soon.
No, yeah. So we're doing some other cores, but not anytime soon. But I already start trying to decide the next ones. So in the future for sure. We don't know if it will be all unique, or maybe we'll try to do some parity for some of the bots we already did, but the other functions didn't get them. But there will be new G1 cores, but not at the moment because we have some other core ideas coming. Cool.
All right.
Cool. I'll leave it there. What, did you wake up suddenly? I'm sitting here, I'm streaming.
That's just engrossed in an article and then.
About nail polish.
No, it was about using games for kids.
Cool.
Cool, guys. I hope to be more awake next time. When is our next stream?
So our next stream is before the
21st.
event for getting the Starscream and Jetfire, the Cybertron version. So we'll definitely be showing the abilities, we'll be showing the event structure. We'll be talking probably more about the new course around that area, trying to preview what they are. But I won't be there because I'll be on holiday, but I'm pretty sure like Fabian, Deb and Hyrule is gonna give you good company. So yeah, stay tuned to get to find out more about the new characters coming out with the new abilities. And more
New abilities will be in next
yeah.
week's newsletter, like
Yeah.
most of the information will be there.
So we'll start trying to give you stuff out. The only thing I can say is it's gonna be another leaderboard event. I know it's the second in line, but we usually keep those events for the more interesting boats, and we think like Starscream and Jetfire actually are worth of a leaderboard. So that will be in 2 weeks' time. Then that's when we're gonna be having our next stream. So hope to see you guys then. Well, you will see them, those guys, because I'll be away. But
Who's gonna do all the talking then?
Deb will be
It'll
awake
be
at that
fun.
point.
It'll be Fabian.
Okay, cool. Have a good 2 weeks, guys. And see
Bye,
you then.
guys.
Yeah, bye guys. See you.
See you soon.
See you soon.